Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another brand new episode of Sunday Travel Updates. If you're new to my channel, basically what happens in this episode is I'll try to give you news and travel information from the last 1 week which would help Indian travelers. So without wasting any time, as you can see on my screen, 98% of you who are regularly watching my content are non-subscribers. So kindly hit the subscribe button and support my channel. Please remember, subscribing is free of cost. News number one I have for you is Thailand has made it mandatory to show financial proof when arriving as a tourist in Thailand, irrespective of whichever country you're from. So if you're applying for an e-visa or a long-term visa, you have to show 20,000 Thai baht as proof when submitting bank statements, etc. And if you're arriving in Thailand in the form of visa on arrival or a free visa, you must have 10,000 baht per person or 20,000 baht per family. Now, the most frequently asked question to me on Instagram and on the comment section is, how much money should I carry to Thailand? What kind of form it should be? So let me tell you straight away, guys, it should be in Thai baht and in cash only. It is not in the form of US dollars, euros, UK pound or Indian national rupee. It has to be 20,000 Thai baht in cash if you're a family of 3 or 4, and if you're a single person, you have to carry 10,000 baht effectively per person. Please remember this. Do not forget, they're checking very seriously now. Before they were not checking at all. Now I have been to Thailand 7 times and none of those 7 times have been stopped and asked, show me Thai baht. So it is your responsibility to follow the rules, whether they ask or not. It doesn't matter, guys. You have to carry 10,000 Thai baht in cash or 20,000 baht per family. News number 2 I have for you is one of the most trending newses since the conflict between India and Pakistan is $1 million hit to Turkey and Azerbaijan, because the topic that is trending is to boycott all kinds of ties, partnership deals and leases with Turkey and Azerbaijan. Now, I have made a dedicated video on explaining why we need to boycott Turkey and Azerbaijan. As an Indian, I have made a dedicated video, guys. Please do check that out. I don't want to repeat that information and make this video longer. Basically, to put it forward, travel companies have agreed, few travel companies have agreed to give you a refund if you are planning to cancel your Turkey trip. If you book flights with certain airlines, they will give you a refund. Please approach your airline and you will be eligible for refund. My honest opinion and take on this, it is not a good time to visit Turkey or Azerbaijan. It is due to national interest completely, but also safety and security of Indian travelers when visiting Turkey and Azerbaijan as of now. This might change many years down the lane, we don't know. But my recommendation, guys, is not to visit Turkey and Azerbaijan. If you have booked already, please cancel it. It is not a good time. As a traveler, you know, it's difficult to say this, but I am sure you have to cancel your trip to Turkey or Azerbaijan. News number 3, following the on those same lines, is Air India has informed Indian government to take a look at the partnership lease between Indigo and Turkey. Now, when I went to Turkey 3 years back, 2022 December, I flew from Delhi to Istanbul via Indigo Airlines. Now, Indigo and Turkey has a huge partnership together. Sometimes Turkish Airlines flew to India on behalf of Indigo, and there is a huge partnership between Indigo and Turkey. We already know that. Even the most frequently flown flight from India to Turkey is Indigo. It flies from, I think, Mumbai and New Delhi now, and it flies, I think, almost on a daily basis. So Air India has asked to look at that because they want to remove all kinds of partnership ties or agreements with Turkey, and I completely support Air India here. I think it's a fabulous decision. I think we should cut all the agreements between India and Turkey so that, you know, we stand together as a nation and nation comes first. News number 4, I have some positive and good news for you, is New Zealand wants to build its partnership with India in terms of tourism and travel. Now, you will see upcoming direct flights from New Delhi, Mumbai and Bangalore. Now there is no direct flights to New Zealand from India. There are direct flights to Australia, but if you want to go to New Zealand, you either have to change it via Bangkok or Kuala Lumpur, which are the major hubs, or you have to go to Australia and then change your flight to New Zealand. So New Zealand wants to improve the strength of travel between India and New Zealand. So you might see these 3 cities direct flights coming in very soon, which is an extremely good news for Indians. The next news I have for you is still the airports like Leh, Jammu, Amritsar, etc. will remain closed until further notice. So if you have plans to visit by air to these cities, so please be aware. Look at the travel regulations and travel advisories before you book a flight, and if you've already booked a flight, you can reach out to airlines on this matter, whether you want to cancel it, whether you want to have a refund, or whether you want to reschedule or postpone your airlines, which is very important. Indians can visit up to 58 countries on an Indian passport with visa free. Now what are those destinations? I'll link it in the description below, guys, because I cannot name all the 58 destinations. To be honest, in the recent Henley passport, India slipped its place. It's drastically down. Indian passport strength is drastically down now, and those 58 countries are, to be honest, as a traveler, not really accessible, because those countries, the flights are really expensive, or it's in the complete different side of the world, and to go to that countries you might have to take another country's visa, transit or layover, and then reach those countries. Or if you want to travel on the same PNR, those countries become very difficult towards the west, because the flight price is too much if you want to go on the same PNR. Now if your passport strength is good, for example, so usually what happens is, if you want to travel a destination, you can go to destination A. Like for example, I'll give you a best example. If you want to travel from India to Trinidad and Tobago, if Indian passport strength was very good, you can book a flight, cheapest flight to Europe, somewhere in Europe. So let's say Bangalore to Paris, then get down in Paris, change your flight again on a different airline, different terminal, and then fly to Trinidad and Tobago. Now this is not possible on an Indian passport, because again, if you want to transit through a different airline, you would need a Schengen visa or a Schengen transit visa. So it becomes really difficult to travel on an Indian passport without having transit free, especially in Schengen countries or European countries. So this is a kind of a big blow, but I have listed those 58 countries below, so you can go through that countries. I hope this travel information or the updates were really helpful, guys. I highly recommend you to consider subscribing to my channel for more updates like this. I'll catch you guys in my next video.